Hello everyone and welcome back to the wonderful game of Parkitect. In episode number 4 already, I should say it's episode number 3.5 in a way. Today's episode is for once very short, and secondly, I'll tell you, it's just not speeded up so much as usual. Reason being is that I was in a really good flow, and I did create something that I was somewhat happy with. But the second most important reason is that I need some feedback again before we go on with hopefully some more progress in the next couple of episodes that will be for once longer and also filled with more progress. Well, to be honest, I am super happy with how the overall process of the park is, because I didn't expect it to be working that well. It kind of was my hope at the beginning that kind of works the way it works right now, but I have to admit that it is definitely working a lot better than everything I could have expected at the beginning. So honestly, we don't have any animals, but that's just about it. Everything else works out as planned. And this is the reason why I am at the point where I don't really know if we should continue completely without any rides. I mean, you've seen me placing down the carousel at the beginning of this episode, which is, I think, valid, because you kind of often see that in a zoo, like these tiny little attractions and flat rides. Some of them you might even see in theme parks, but that's basically most often all about it. So I was wondering if you guys are still up to the challenge of not building any other rides, or if we should start converting the whole park already into some more theme park-ish, park, I should say. I mean, it kind of is weird to build it the way we build it at the moment. It's just that I have the feeling it could be a lot more already. But on the other hand side, I just like the challenge to still build it as a proper zoo, you know, and just try to see where we can go from when it's done in terms of main layout or whatever, which would be more of a challenge, I guess. But yeah, I am not entirely sure how this will turn out. So this is why I'm asking again, and I hope you guys can come up with a proper answer to that. So please let me know in the comments down below what you would prefer, going on as a normal zoo layout thing, or should we start converting it into a theme park? I am really not sure about that. Anyways, in today's episode, we are building, I think it could well be the Giraffe Enclosure, and then maybe, as we see also in Planet Zoo, sometimes the giraffes are together with other animals, so it could well be with the springbok or with the gazelle. I don't know, maybe some of those elements? What? Some of those animals in there. I might still be a little bit, I don't know, dizzy or whatnot, because I just came back from the movies right now, and I've been to the cinema with my dad and my brother, and we watched the new Spider-Man movie, Far From Home. I don't want to spoil anyone, so I'm just saying that this movie was really good. It was one of the best movies I've been to recently, which let alone is pretty good, because I mean, I've been to Endgame, obviously, and also some other good movies recently, but this movie really kicks ass, so it's really a lot better than those, for my personal taste at least. Anyways, it might just be because I love Tom Holland as an actor, but yeah, well, never mind. So yeah, as I can see, this is the little chat we built for our giraffes, and now I tried to make the enclosure look as nice as possible and as believable as possible for potential giraffes, and I have no clue how I managed this segue now to come from Tom Holland, who's somewhat short, to our lovely giraffes, who are everything but short. So, well, yeah, never mind. We are building these kind of feeders. They do remind me of the large herbivore feeders from Jurassic World Evolution. However, I don't know how they function at all in Parkitect, because I just needed to fake this. But I think I'm slowly beginning to understand the game even better. Like I thought I would be pretty confident a few weeks ago, but this series really kicks me into it even more than I have been at the beginning. I really can start finally to do what I was always kind of good at in Planet Coaster. I am starting to try and break the game where it is possible and try to use everything that we are given as much as possible to create something that looks not as entirely planned as it would look if you would just use the pieces as they are supposed to use. So kind of trying to make the best usage of what is available to just unleash the creativity. And this is what I wanted to do with this project anyway, so I'm glad that it seems to work out in a way. I have to say though, I don't know how you guys feel, but the slower time-lapse is somewhat enjoyable. Like it's not too slow to be bored, but it's also not too fast to get even more dizzy than I am already. Maybe it's just because I'm dizzy from the movies and I can't see anything quicker, but you know, it's just, I don't know, I somewhat like it. So let me know in the comments if you like the slower time lapse. Not that I want to do it, but we could then try to pair it in the future with maybe live parts, I don't know, real-time parts, where we just jump in and have a little bit of a closer look to what we've done in the episode, or just in the time-lapse, and then just go back to the time-lapse, just kind of mix and match it a little bit more. And yes, before you guys come up with this, this enclosure might be a tiny bit too small, I guess, for giraffes, maybe. I mean, comparing it to the wildcat enclosure, which is on the other side of the road, it could potentially be a bit too small. I don't know exactly, to be honest. Again, I'm willing to read through your feedback again if you're willing to give me some. That'd be awesome, because I'm not really sure if this is the size we can go for. Anyways, what I like to do quite often is to use the terrain brush to make it look a bit more used, a bit more realistic, because underneath those rocks, and so you would definitely have a lot more dry and not, you know, no grass at all. I think that's what I was going to say here. So the thing with the grass is that it next to rocks and stuff where the animals would be, and there's all the water gone to somewhere else, so it kind of dries out a lot quicker than in the overall areas. So this is also why. And also I wanted to make it look like, again, as if the animals have been walking around there, and this is also why the soil is a little bit more damp and just dried out and whatever, where the animals have been running across. I think that's mainly the idea behind that. But yeah, as you can see, I'm just putting down some more little details here and there, trying to merge some trees into some bigger trees. As you can see, it worked kind of well to just plop them on top of each other, and you will see in a second when I'm going to recolor those trees. I feel like this really was something that worked pretty well, and I was just checking some things in the browser if I could find some trees that it would make sense, but the game is pretty limited in terms of trees, so I'm always hoping for the workshop to come up with some more trees for the game. But I think since the art style is a little bit different, or like not different, but it's kind of hard to match, it really has its own style. So yeah, this is maybe the reason why we are not seeing any kind of new foliage variations in there. But anyways, I think the enclosure itself looks super awesome. As you can see, it's a really nice moment now to just have a little look of the enclosure. I was actually looking at it and really thinking if this makes sense in a way. So just to talk about, you can see that there are the tall feeders, but we have also these kind of boxes I put to the left hand side, which is somewhat maybe an area where they can play or whatnot. And then we have some rocks and stuff. Awesome. So now it goes on by putting down some of these path covers. Let me say, I like them a lot because they help making the layout of the pathing look a lot more natural than it actually is, because of the blocky grid system that the paths use. And don't worry, it's absolutely no freaking criticism of the game. I mean, for what the game is, it definitely needs the more blocky approach on how you use the passing. I am just, doing this as a sandbox game. I really want to make it look a lot more organic, a lot more flowing, a lot more realistic. This is why we have the, we have the tools to do so. It's not like that we are forced to do something else. So yeah, I'm super happy that we do have those things. Not saying I'm entirely happy with the result, to be honest, because this is something I'm still not happy about, or happy with, I should say, because I don't know. I'm missing some pieces that could make the whole thing look a little bit less blocky, I guess. I think I will try to fix it with some foliage and some fences here and there, but overall I'm not entirely happy with it turned out. Anyways, that's the end of today's episode. I hope you liked this quick giraffe enclosure, and now I really need your help if we should go on with more of the enclosures, or if we should move into making an actual theme park. So let me know in the comments down below, and then see you in the next one. Until then, have a great weekend. Bye guys.